Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Schwartz, co-founder and engineering director of DSM Humboldt Electronics. I'm so stoked to present to you our latest development for bass players, the Simplifier Bass Master.
And my mind, I won't get easier, and I don't know which way.
The Simplifier Bass Master is the culmination of years of research over different factors that interact to get a superlative bass tone for the most ample range of styles and situations. The Bassmaster precedes our revered bass station, packing improved versatility and a more practical and straightforward approach. The inspiration behind it comes from a combination of the SBT-style bass amps punch and attack, together with GK-style flexibility and clarity. It features a super versatile preamp with 3 modes: clean, comp, and hot, a parallel signal mix with low-pass filter options for improving the low-end feel and response, and 4-band equalizer that makes it extremely versatile and a capable tool, getting tones that other bass preamps will only dream of. The use of the parallel low-pass filter is paramount to get the perfect low-end response. So you can compress the preamp, for example, and leave the low end below 100 Hz open and dynamic, or compensate for the loss of low end when you use distortion to recover the fundamental bass notes for clarity and fullness. Let's check our dearest friend Ben Jude showing the different modes being used in different styles to see how versatile and powerful the Bassmaster is. At the end of the main signal chain, our signal-to-analog cabinet simulator easily allows the user to pick the cabinet style by selecting the size, the type of speaker, and the amount of porting of the baffle for the sub-low response with the resonant node, and the tweeter mix for the high-end texture. DSM and Humboldt pedals have been known for their extremely flexible connectivity and practicality. And the Bassmaster is not an exception. It brings dual effects loops with a pre-effect loop and a main effects loop. The pre-effects loop can be assigned to the preamp or the parallel change or both at the same time, with the pre-effects assigned toggle switch, allowing to use different effects per side without the use of splitters or extra cables. So you can, for example, add a fuzz or a synth effect in the pre-effects loop and still get a clean parallel blend by assigning it to the preamp, or use a sub-optic effects only into the parallel without mixing it with the clean tone. The XLR outputs are main and parallel, so users can separate each one into different devices or channels for reamping, recording, or use a separate subwoofer for the sub-lows. The main DI output will carry the fully processed signal with the preamp, the parallel mix, the effects loop, and the cabinet simulation. The parallel signal only affected by the low-pass filter switch with no EQ or level control. So for example, you can use a keyboard into the pre-effects return and assign it to the parallel path, and you can use it as an extra DI box. Just like all of our Simplifier line of products, it includes a headphone out with an auxiliary input and two TS outputs with two options each. You have the parallel output and the main output. The parallel can be turned off and becomes a through output, and the main output you can bypass the cabinet simulation if you want to use an external impulse response device. We're so excited about this new launch. To learn more about the Simplifier Bass Master, visit us on dsmhumboldt.com and ask your favorite DSM Humboldt dealer music store. Cheers!